Nitya Triptaha. Such a beautiful word it is. Are we Nitya Triptaha? What does it mean? Always contented. Always contented. Dear children, are you contented? Are we contented? Such a beautiful word it is. Nitya Triptaha. Nitya means eternal. Triptaha, contented. Baba had written to me long back that there are people who live in a palace eating varieties of food, delicious food. They live weepingly, not satisfied. But there are others who live under a tree. They get only little flattened rice to eat, but they live joyfully. They are the contented people. So, Nitya Triptaha. Nirashrayaha must have ashraya, reliance on the Supreme, not on anything else. Not on anything else. Tyakta sarva parigraha. Don't want anything from anybody. Don't desire. Nothing we want. All kinds of gifts and gaze we have to eschew. Then yadrichhalava santushtaha. Santushtaha by what? Yadrichhalava. Whatever comes, by that we are happy. Whatever comes. That should be a seeker's attitude. Even if one is not able to realize at least a glimpse that it is there. But should we be only happy with the glimpse? Should we not walk towards it? Imbibing the qualities comes in that. It is absolutely necessary. Yadrichhalava santushtaha. I'll tell you one incident. I was staying in a room in the ashram, which was actually a veranda. But before I started staying, that veranda was made into a room. That veranda, as in Kerala houses, the verandas, you have wooden horizontal rods as grills. So one side of the room was like that. And the room had very low ceiling. If I lay on the bed, I could touch the ceiling. Because it was a veranda and those wooden grills were there, horizontal ones, there was no window shutters there because the veranda did not have shutters earlier. So when I was staying in that room, there was no window shutter. And just outside the room was the hill. We are in a hilly place. We are on the slope of a hill, Pandavagiri hill. Hill was there. And the gap between the window and the hill was very less. So during rainy season, long grass will grow and sometimes will come through the opening of the grills. And naturally, when it rained, rain would come. When there was a storm, dust will come. And sun, of course. So at one time, Swamiji decided that this ceiling has to be raised in this room. So everything was being done, construction was being done. That time some other construction was also going on and everything was finished. And he also made that gap, the opening that was there, a little wider. I suddenly felt, these things are being done. So I told Swamiji, I think now that these things are getting done, we can make some shutters also. The first reaction, Swamiji looked at me and said, what will you do with the shutter? When rain comes, I can close it. And those grasses come in, so I can close it. and when dust comes, then also I can shut. So Swamiji, I don't know what he thought. He looked at me up and down and said, "You have become non-austere." And long back, I was quite young then. And so naturally, I have not asked for anything. I have just asked, and I thought that was a very good idea to have shutters. So when Swamiji told like this, I felt very small, and my eyes became full with tears. Not because Swamiji has said this. I felt, yes, why did I say? If it came to Swamiji's mind, it would have been done, like he's raising the ceiling. I did not ask for it. Similarly, why did I ask it? And I felt, yes, have I become non-austere? So a lot of introspection in the mind, it started. And that day, I wrote in my spiritual diary, Yadrichha Lava Santushtaha and Tyakta Sarva Parigraha. I must practice these. I should not ask for anything. My dear children, when I'm thinking about that incident, my heart is becoming full with gratitude, full with blessedness, that by God's blessings, this introspection was there in the mind to understand and assess a situation and apply to myself. My dear children, don't make a mistake. Don't think, Ma staying in the ashram, doing her sadhana, being a seeker in the ashram, she has to think like this. No. Any seeker, anywhere, whether the seeker is in home, whether the seeker is in ashram, whether the seeker is in a cave or in a forest, every seeker has to understand all these traits, all these qualities, and then only he becomes worthy of realizing the self. Realizing the self.